Good morning and welcome to the Friday show. Drop in, let me know that you're watching, where you're watching from. I know Facebook has changed, so they don't alert, you have to tell me if they alert you. They don't alert people anymore that I'm live. And I know I've shared before, I've had a lot of social media issues. Last December, I had my personal Facebook taken away. I made a comment and joke on my personal page to a guardian family member. she had posted, she went to grab a dog toy from under the couch. Hello, Kayla from North Carolina. She went to take a dog toy from under the couch, and when she grabbed it, it had a scorpion on it. So I comment, OMG, burn the house down, exclamation point, LOL. I clearly was just joking. I really wasn't going to go burn her house down. It hit an algorithm in Facebook and took away my personal account immediately. And I was never able to get it back. And it was 13 years. On top of it being 13 years of memories, and some of them with my brother, who's passed away. Plus, I'm the legacy owner. I was the legacy owner of my brother's Facebook account. Now there's no more legacy owner of his account. And like now, even my personal account, I'm not even friends with him anymore. Like I can't even tag him in anything. So I've lost his Facebook as well. But I'm also, when you have a business, and it goes through your personal account. So you own, like I own 40 Kennels and Badass Breeder and all my groups. And because I lost my personal account, I no longer own those either. Anyway, it's been really, really frustrating over a comment. And I've spent months trying to appeal and contact Facebook and Meta, and there's just been no way to reach them. No emails. I don't know if you guys have any ideas for me. Please let me know, because I would love to have my Facebook account back and be able to access my brother's legacy Facebook account and be the owner again of all my accounts. And so it's been a struggle, because then issues like I don't think Facebook alerts that I'm live anymore, and it doesn't show posts, and even in my own groups I'm not the owner anymore. Like it won't even show when I post. And so people have felt like, well, where have you been? Why aren't you posting? And I'm like, I'm here. It's a Facebook issue, like legit algorithm Facebook issue. Super frustrating. Good morning, Heather. You received the live notification today. That's good. So maybe you're signed up for it too, because I was researching and people have to be signed up for it. So I don't know if maybe that's the issue too. People don't want to be notified I'm live. And that's okay too. That's fine. Yeah, so I'll try not to take it personal. Today we're talking about something important: 8 benefits of raising a child and a puppy together. It can be, this is tough. It goes back to when I was younger and we would go to the shelter and try to pick out a dog, and we were automatically like denied based on their list of, well, maybe you don't own your home, or you don't have a fenced in yard, which I totally understand. And, or that you have kids, and I know even when I was looking for dogs to be in my classroom, when I had Matthew, who was a baby, and 2 stepkids that were young, when I was reaching out to breeders, I had breeders flat out tell me, no, you have kids. We literally will not sell a puppy to you because you have kids. It was really, really frustrating, because it's like I really felt like I could do it both. I could do it both. I understood the needs of a puppy and how difficult it can be. But the reason why they do that is because there is a lot of miscommunication between a puppy and a child. But if done correctly, there are some amazing, amazing benefits. So if we can bridge that gap of miscommunication and just make parents understand going in, like educate people. I think the most alarming thing, especially if they've never, I think the most education for me is when we have a family that they've never had a dog, or they haven't had a dog since they were children, and now they have children and they're getting a family dog. I think those are some of my most difficult placements, honestly. There's a lot of education that needs to be done, because the adults are, they haven't raised a puppy before, and now you're adding kids into the mix, and ultimately the responsibility is on the adults. So often, and I get it, because I've been there too, like, okay, I'm getting the puppy, and my kids, I feel like, are old enough, 10, 11, 12, like, this is your responsibility. You wanted the puppy, like, you take care of the puppy, you pick up after the puppy. And you can't, I'm going to say you can't go into that mindset 100%. Like at the end of the day, you're the adult, you're taking care of the puppy, because you also have to train your kids how to manage and work with the puppy. I have um, some excellent advice on like 3 rules you have to have when incorporating a puppy with kids. It's going to be in my new book that's coming out, The Empowered Puppy, so stay tuned for that. But today we're going to talk about, which is also included in my book, 8 benefits to raising your dog with a child. I just think it's a really important reminder, especially in today's society with so much that's happening and going on with our kids and the way technology and social media and everything online and COVID and all of these things that have happened. It's really, I feel like it's really shifted a paradigm really in the way kids are being raised. And so I just wanted this to be an important reminder of what are the benefits of raising our children with puppies. Number 1, companionship and unconditional love. I mean, right? I know we feel it, but I think sometimes putting words to this again is a really important reminder. The dogs provide constant companionship and unconditional love to children, which you just don't experience unless you have a dog. You know, the support they offer them, the emotional connection that they're able to foster is unlike anything. And so, of course, companionship and unconditional love is a huge benefit for our children. Number 2, responsibility caring for the puppy. Like this is maybe one of the first little jobs they have of making sure grooming and exercise. But again, you're not just telling the kids you do it and you're not monitoring and teaching and guiding. You have to be, as the adult, the active catalyst between the two and making sure it's done correctly as you're teaching your child too. So I want you to go into this when you have a child and a puppy. I'm teaching my child just as much as I'm going to be teaching my puppy. You're training them both, to have the best possible relationship. So responsibility is important though, and it does teach compassion for others, and it's a great first start of caring for something else other than themselves. And depending on their age, this is likely the first time they've done that. Physical activity and health, especially in today's society where video games, especially for boys, not being gender one-sided, and a lot of girls play video games too, but there's a lot of screen time now, and with social media and TikToks and everything that's so geared toward communicating through a screen is skewing. I really feel like it's having a negative effect in many ways on kids' abilities to have face-to-face conversations and self-advocate for themselves, and ways to manage and handle disappointment, and then an unrealistic idea of happiness and self-image. I mean, we could go on and on and on, right? But physical activity and health, this does help now promote them to get off the screens, whether it's the TV, computer, video games, and do physical activity and outside play. Go outside and play with your puppy. Take them for a walk, things like that to help promote a healthier lifestyle. Social skills and communication. And again, I feel like in our today's society, talking through screens as I am with you right now, this is a one-sided conversation because you're not talking back to me. You could be dropping me questions in right now and talking to me. So feel free, if you're joining, if you have any questions about adding a puppy to your family with kids, or any obstacles you've overcome that you would like advice on, I'm here to help as well. So feel free to drop any questions you have. Social skills and communication. Dogs enhance a child's social skills and communication abilities. They're learning verbal and nonverbal skills, right? And so it's really important to see and give a child the opportunity to nurture a puppy, but also learn social skills and communication through verbal and nonverbal, and understanding dog psychology. They don't necessarily think the way we think, and our nonverbal cues are not always the same. And we talk a lot about that. Simple things like, if you don't want your puppy to jump on you, or for kids specifically, if you don't want your puppy to chase you, don't run. But what happens is the puppy's wanting to chase you and they're jumping on you and they're biting you. and kids run and scream, and that just escalates the play into the puppy. You're literally telling them run and or chase me and bite me. So even though that's not what the child is trying to portray, that's exactly what they're telling the puppy to do. So being able to have the adult that says, nope, you need to freeze like a tree, put your hands under your arms, stay still, keep turning your backside to the puppy. That's telling the puppy in a nonverbal way they understand, I'm done playing. Do not engage anymore. And puppies pick up on that very, very quickly. Emotional well-being, number 5. Dogs are excellent emotional support for children, and we have placed so many. And our mission here at 4A Kennel specifically too is ESAs, therapy dogs, facility dogs, service dogs, just really reliable family companions that have this innate ability to read human emotions and attach to humans and work with and for a human, like really having that type of heart and personality. So of course, emotional well-being for dogs, their emotional support for children, they can help reduce stress and anxiety and loneliness, especially through difficult times. And just the presence of having a dog releases oxytocin, which is a hormone associated with bonding and relaxation. So a huge benefit for emotional well-being for children and for us, quite frankly, right? Like I think a lot of these can apply to us too. Confidence and self-esteem, number 6. The companionship and non-judgmental nature of dogs can boost a child's self-esteem, the responsibility of caring for a pet, and then the positive impact they have, and then this bond they create, and then when they actually teach it to do something, they're proud too. The puppy's proud they accomplished it. The child's proud they taught the puppy to do it. It gives them both a sense of accomplishment and self-worth, and that's a beautiful thing to see. Number 7, cognitive development. Interacting with dogs can stimulate cognitive development, from teaching commands to problem solving. The presence of a dog can foster cognitive skills such as memory, attention, and critical thinking. So cognitive development, especially for our younger children. Number 8, this is it. The 8 benefits. Number 8, learning about empathy and boundaries. This is important for our puppies to learn. We know that's their first innate need is boundaries and limitations, rules, boundaries, and limitations. It's also teaching children the same. It goes both ways. Children should have boundaries too. You can't jump and bite on me. You can't pull my clothes. You can't nip at my face. You can't pull my hair. So children have to learn to set up their boundaries as well. And how incredible is that to start teaching children that early on that they can set up boundaries, they can reinforce boundaries, and that's a good thing, because I don't know, there's a lot of people out there, and I'm one of them, that struggle with setting up healthy boundaries with people. I'm much better about setting up boundary with dogs, that's for sure, but this now gives the children a chance. The dogs provide them an opportunity to learn about empathy and boundaries, understanding and respecting a dog's needs. So teach them their needs in order. This is something you're teaching your child. The first need they want is rules, boundaries, and limitations. 2 is mental and physical stimulation. How can we accomplish that? What can we do for the puppy today that would be mental stimulation? What can we do for the puppy today that would be physical stimulation? So truly teaching and guiding your child to produce a happy, well-balanced puppy together. As a parent, your self-worth and how proud you're going to feel too will be boosted, that's for sure. But with boundaries too, just understanding that others have boundaries as well, and so do puppies. Don't wake me up when I'm sleeping. Don't be crawling in my kennel and laying on top of me. Dogs have boundaries as well. So understanding, helping guide and teach your child as they're playing and communicating, hey, that might be crossing that puppy's boundary. Let's be more respectful. Like, you can't just carry the puppy around all the time. Like, you can't tease and taunt with toys, even though you think that's funny. Watching and guiding as well. But overall, it's just what incredible things can happen between a child and a dog. The saying, just a boy and his dog, just a girl and her dog. Those of you that have been raised with the dog know firsthand the impact that dog had on your life, your childhood. That was definitely the case for me. I felt the safest I always had a dog growing up, several dogs growing up. my mom, we didn't spay and neuter, and so we would have puppies, and I would sit and watch behavior of my puppies from very young, keep a spiral notebook and track development. I didn't know it yet what that would truly lead me to where I am today, teaching others about puppy development, how they think, how they learn, how to manage fear, how to meet their needs in order, how to communicate with them effectively, how to truly honor them, giving them a voice in their placement. All of those things started when I was a child being raised with dogs. It's truly shaped the person I am today, and I wouldn't be here, without it. So I could tell you all my dogs I was raised with, and what they gave me in my childhood. So if you're out there watching now and you have a story about a special dog from your childhood, feel free to drop that in. We seem to, if you've had a child in your childhood, it really, really change and have an impact on your life. And again, the benefits of raising dogs and children together are huge. Those are 8 huge benefits. Let me pop those back up on the screen for you. I'll put all 8 of them up there. Again, number 1, companionship and unconditional love. 2, responsibility. 3, physical activity and health. Good morning, Gina White. Good morning, good morning. What, did you have a childhood dog, Gina? Heather, did you have a childhood dog? Or Kayla, did you guys have childhood dogs? If you did, drop their name in there. We'll give them a shout out, that dog that you were raised with or helped you during your childhood. 3, physical activity and health. 4, social skills and communication. 5 is emotional well-being. Number 6 was confidence and self-esteem. 7, cognitive development. 8, learning about empathy and boundaries. So 8 really important benefits of raising children with dogs, for sure. We had several. We had, of course, we had a lot of mutts growing up. I remember in 7th grade, I got a Yorkshire Terrier, which was like my first purebred, and absolutely loved her. And then I know another dog that had a huge impact on me was my dad brought home a golden retriever from a coworker. He couldn't keep him any longer, Ambush, a red golden retriever male. And there was just something so special about that dog and his big brown eyes and his temperament. And, he'd carry Carla, my baby sister's baby blanket around, and he would groan, and he just was the quintessential golden retriever. And from that moment on, really the moment I laid eyes on him, it was love at first sight. And it's just been truly one of my favorite breeds is the golden retriever, and that stems from my childhood, from Ambush. So shout out to Ambush, who truly had an impact on my life. Good morning, Tina. Gina, find my poodle Gigi and my Maggie brings back all those great memories. Yeah, I know. It's fun to think about our childhood dogs, and truly today we'll honor them and give them thanks for helping them become the person you are today, or helping them through your childhood. I always found I felt like I belonged within my dogs, or if we had a litter of puppies, that was definitely where I felt I belonged more than with the friends and hanging out. So I did both. I wasn't like crazy, isolated, secluded. I was a very active teenager and did sports and, excelled in many areas in school, but I definitely was always drawn and felt safe, felt like I could just be myself, felt whole, I guess, with my dogs. It was definitely that very, very different connection that I've had with people. So yeah, so a shout out to all of our childhood dogs, that special dog that changed you or helped you through a time in your life. Well, there you go. 8 benefits to raising your child or children with a dog. I will have a whole entire chapter coming out in the Empowered Puppy book for you owners that will help too if you're a first time. Like I talked about, I feel like my most difficult placements are adults that have never raised their own puppy and they have children and they're getting their first puppy all together. There's a lot of education that needs to be done there to make it successful. So there's an entire chapter in the book that will be covering that and covering, this is a little sneak peak eight benefits of raising a child with a puppy, but then there's rules and boundaries that have to be set into place, and ultimately it's you as the adult to make sure you are training and teaching and guiding and empowering both your children and your puppy. I'm Jeanette with 40 Kennels. We're not only healing hearts and changing lives through the power of a dog, but we're also changing breeding from bad to badass. And I am taking a pile of breeders with me on this journey to truly empower our puppies, change the standard of breeding, and level up. Our dogs deserve more. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.